got me sipping on gin and juice, yeah. Sipping on gin and juice, sipping on gin and juice, yeah. Sipping on gin and juice, sipping on gin and juice, yeah. Sipping on gin and juice, sipping on gin and juice. Let me tell you about a story about a couple of friends.
Welcome to the first episode of Gin and Juice, the podcast where we're not actually sipping on gin and juice, but only piping hot tea, and nothing is off limits.
This is Gin and Juice, unfiltered and uncut. If you don't know us, our names are Saroz and Gohan. We're a married couple with 2 beautiful baby boys. I'm Haitian American, and my husband Gohan is from South Korea. We have a YouTube channel called Gin and Juice where we do fun videos like culture exchange, pranks, vlogs. We have garnered quite the following over the past year and a half. And this podcast is going to be a compilation of different categories, mainly being a Am I the Asshole series, where we read difficult situations that our subscribers have sent in, whether it's from Reddit or things that they've experienced by themselves, and where we discuss whether they're at fault or not. We're also going to be including an advice column and another sub-series called Ultimatum, where we have controversial discussions in which there can be no middle ground. So you want to go ahead and start with the first one?
Am I the asshole for not wanting to change our newborn's diapers at night? My partner and I have a 5-week-old baby who is exclusively breastfed. He will wake up 3 to 4 times a night to nurse for 20 to 40 minutes per time. My argument is that she's already awake to nurse, so she should do the diaper changes too. I have offered to do half the diaper changes, but that's not enough for her. My partner thinks I should do all the nighttime diaper changes since she's breastfeeding. Her argument is that since she's nursing day and night, it's only fair. She says she needs time to go to the bathroom, drink water, etc. while I'm changing the diaper. In her view, I'm often grouchy, need to be asked multiple times to get up, and sometimes argue if he even needs to be changed. Relevant information right here. We are both on parental leave now, and when I go back to work in construction, I need a full 8 hours of sleep. She'll be on leave for the next 18 months. We go to bed at 9 p.m. and I get up with our dogs at 6 a.m. and she's up with the baby an hour or 2 later.
Do you want to go ahead and comment first?
Interesting. Well, there's no like set answer, about these kind of stuff, but I do think if she's breastfeeding the baby, that alone is kind of like she's doing more than you're not breastfeeding the baby, I mean, you can, but...
Wait, so do you think he's in the wrong or not?
Kind of. I do think he has to up...
Not kind of. Yes or no?
Is this the ultimatum?
No, it's not. But yes or no? Is he in the wrong or not?
Yes.
Okay.
Because half the diaper change, that's 50%. She's doing the other 50%, while breastfeeding, she's doing 100%. You got to kind of up your percentage up on the diaper change, if not take over. That's what I think.
I think from a mommy perspective, he's definitely in the wrong here, just solely based on the fact that like a lot of the time, and I mean it's not their fault, but women have to do 100% of the pregnancy. They have to do 100% of the emotional roller coaster that also comes along with pregnancy, because I know that people a lot of the time they talk about pregnancy as if it's like this great and joyful thing, which it is, but at the end of the day, it does take kind of like a psychological toll on women. I mean, I've had 2 very, very healthy pregnancies, right? But during the entire time, I feel like my mental health was plummeting, solely based on the fact that like I'm sitting there, I'm pregnant, I'm the one who's, like having to worry about, how many times is my baby kicking a day? Is the baby going to be okay? What position is the baby in? Like, just constantly worrying about like the health of your baby, and it like doesn't stop. I'm not gonna say dads feel like detached, but they don't have that same connection with the baby a lot of the times that like mothers do. If you're taking into consideration the fact that your wife has carried this child for 9 months, they give birth, okay, I'm losing sleep. I mean, even during pregnancy, you lose sleep because you're not allowed to sleep in the positions that you want to. So that's why I think that he's completely in the wrong. Like, he should be a little bit more catering to his wife. You were amazing, Like, I didn't have to ask you. You were definitely that guy that was like, my wife, she went through so much. I'm definitely going to take care of the babies. I think it's ridiculous that like after having children, some women are not allowed, basic needs like taking a shower or brushing her teeth or, stuff like that.
Yeah, I feel like guys not having the mother and, son or daughter connection, that makes the dude think like, this is a chore. Changing the diapers, this is annoying. It's something that we should do 50-50 because it's something annoying. Yeah. Just like how they would do the dishes, throwing out trash. But if you think about, you have to think about it in like the whole spectrum. Right. Now you went through the whole pregnancy thing. All I can do is be next to you, patting your back, not going through all those emotional roller coasters. Yeah. So.
Because women go through hell. during pregnancy sometimes. And so it's just like, I mean, she went through all that. Like, I don't know. You could lose a couple hours.
Yeah.
Be a little bit more accommodating.
I try to do them like as much as possible, right? Like changing the diapers, feeding the babies. It cannot make up to what you went through, and like no matter how much I do it, even if I do 100%.
So he's definitely in the wrong here. I feel like there's not much more we can say about that one.
Yeah. I feel like I'm trying to be like neutral, but there is no neutral.
Yeah. Hello, such a big fan of you guys and wanted your opinion. Me, 19-year-old female, and my boyfriend, 20-year-old male, have been dating for over 8 months now. We've said I love yous and had amazing dates, but we haven't done the deed since I'm trying to practice abstinence till marriage. Now, throughout our relationship, he has been sweet and hasn't pressured me to do anything I don't want to. But the other day, I received a DM from a girl who sent me screenshots of them sexting. Okay. When I brought it up to him, he completely changed his demeanor and tried to brush it off. He denied that he even knew her. We just started college, so we go to different schools, but we live in the same state. I still feel weird about this, but I don't know what to do. The worst part is she's a girl who he previously told me was just a friend.
Let me start off by, first of all, you are not the asshole. And wow.
Let me actually start off by saying that I'm surprised she's not saying ex-boyfriend yet, because this is just ridiculous. As soon as she heard that he was sexting another girl, she should have been left him.
That's some really shady shit.
That's ridiculous. I mean, kudos to you for practicing, abstinence. You know what? I think he's trash. You gonna sit there and play the good guy because you're like, oh yeah, I haven't pressured her into having sex, or but you're gonna be, flirting with other girls. Then what's the point of being in a relationship? Sometimes you just hear stuff that like sparks your hatred for men. Oh this
I am not the one for you to be talking this about.
I'm not mad at you. I'm not gonna direct my anger towards you, but this is just so stupid. Like the fact that he was like, men are always trying to they could be caught red-handed and this would be like, what do you mean? I didn't do anything. Like, it's so stupid. It's like, you got caught, just admit it, face the consequences, and y'all can move on. And you know what? The dangerous part is that because they're going to different colleges, it'll be so much easier for him to cheat regardless. Because if he's already doing this, I know some people consider sexting cheating. Some people don't consider sexting cheating. I don't know. What about you? Do you consider cheating?
I do think it's cheating, because the fact that you have to seek that sexual attention from somebody else other than your significant other, it's like you're going out with that person, right? Mm-hmm. You're not just talking with them. So that it definitely is considered cheating.
And I feel like, girl, you need to be a little bit more assertive and just be like, listen here, sir, you cheated.
That's enough for a
I don't want anything to do with you, and it needs to be over. I don't understand why people put themselves through these stupid situations that you don't necessarily need to be in. In the long run, you're just gonna cause yourself more heartbreak, girl. So just leave.
My daughter, 26-year-old female, and I haven't spoken in years. When she was 15, we found out she wasn't my biological daughter. And my wife had cheated on me years ago with a friend. As it turns out, Damn.
That's rough.
And as it turns out, this so-called friend was suddenly interested in playing dad. My wife and I divorced. My daughter learned the truth, and I told her I still loved her no matter what. Of course, she was interested now in getting to know her biological father, and while it hurt, I tried to accept that. She started pulling away from me after that. Even when trying to still do things together as a family, she was no longer interested. The last straw was when she was 20 and living in my house. We were arguing because she dropped out of college courses, hasn't done anything for 3 months, and mad because I told her she either needed to go to school or work if she wants to stay here for free. She told me I'm not her real dad, so stop pretending like I am, and she'll just go stay with her real father. That broke me, honestly. But I told her if that's how she really feels, then there's nothing left to say between us. And she did move out to go live with him. I was depressed for a very long time, drank so much. My son, 24-year-old male, was my only reason to keep moving forward. For the first couple of years, I reached out to my daughter. She wanted no contact. I learned to accept that and move on. It helped me find more peace in my life. My son stopped talking to her for a while over this and was angry with her. Okay. They still chat sometimes, which doesn't bother me at all. Through him, I learned her biological father died in October 2019. Also that she's engaged. She reached out to me. First that she knows that we haven't talked in a while, but wanted to ask me if I'd be willing to walk her down the aisle. After a pretty long message about how much she hurt me in the past with her actions, I told her no. She didn't want me to be her father anymore, so I learned to no longer view her as my daughter. This turned to a fight between us because according to her, it's not her fault she wanted to know her real dad. And I agreed with her it's not, but what was her fault was how she treated me ever since. In my mind, I know if he hadn't passed, we wouldn't even be speaking right now. It ended with telling her, I hope she enjoys her wedding, but I want no part of it of her life. My son told me she's ranting to my family that I'm ruining her day, and she thought parents are supposed to love their kids unconditionally. My brother seems to think now that I'm being an asshole and this is my chance to be in their life again, but I have no interest in that. Still seems everyone has a strong opinion on it, that I'm making it difficult for my daughter to have the wedding she wants, when it would mean a lot to her. My son is on my side, but the comments are still wearing me down, and just for the sake of my sanity, am I being an asshole?
You know what is so crazy?